So guys, apparently we will not maybe see imaging infrared missiles. So, not for now at least. Well, this is a rumor, of course, coming from the leak Discord. The sources are very reliable, okay? But, of course, it is a rumor, by the way, okay? So, a little bit of a grain of salt because we need to wait to see how these will be added. But we will, of course, shortly be knowing this because, of course, apparently the IRCCM is coming in the next update for a ground vehicle, right? But apparently Gaijin might not actually add, from the information that we have, add imaging infrared seekers for now, and how they will actually add these more modern infrared missiles will be with the addition of a dual IRCCM seeker. Basically, what it will be like is what we have with the Python 4 in the files of the game, if I'm not mistaken, which has pretty much, a normal IRCCM from both types of missiles in the game, right? So how it would work, it is basically to have an FOV IRCCM. So basically when you get the lock, right, the FOV of the seeker itself will get smaller than the FOV that it normally is. So for example, in the R73, it is a 0.75 degree, so a very small one, so that when a flare is on the airspace in front of the missile, it has a smaller chance of getting into the FOV of the seeker and actually drawing the attention of the missile to the flare, right? So it would have that we already have, but also the seeker shut off seeker. So at the same time, it would have the seeker of the AIM-9M, the seeker that basically means that it shuts itself off and on and off and on over and over again with detections of flares, basically making and bringing the best of both worlds, from the AIM-9Ms to the R73's IRCCM into one IRCCM. That's how apparently it should be like in the IRCT when it's added, and other missiles like an AIM-9X, stuff like that, right? Of course, like I said, this is a rumor, so we don't know exactly if this is going to be the case. We need to wait and see. But it is an interesting information that, according to our sources, probably this will be the thing. So you can expect the IRCT to be probably the best missile in the game. Even if it's in a ground vehicle, it will probably be the best IR missile in the game by far. But at the same time, it is not as good as an infrared imaging system would be like, because of course in real life, with the advantages and evolutions of digitalization of seekers, basically means that these more modern seekers like the IRCT, the AIM-9X that I was talking about, they use a proper camera, an infrared camera, so it's a lot better because it can produce a lot better imagings, and it can with that actually lock to an image of the aircraft and literally ignore everything else, right? Which means that it is, compared to the missiles that we have in the game right now, almost impossible to avoid these missiles, especially in the closer ranges, right? So something will be added like that, I think, in the far future. But for now, probably what the leaks are saying, the rumors and everything, is that they're not gonna add this imaging system, and they're gonna add the FOV plus seeker shut off seeker for these missiles to kind of simulate that they are the best IR CCMs in the game. Okay, so this is what we have from information of the next patch. For now, we need to wait and see how the leaks and everything will be starting to come out and how they are gonna be. The dev blogs, dev server, we're gonna wait and see how those things will work. But for now, this is information we have in this new era of IR missiles that is starting to come in the next update. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I see you guys on the next one. So make sure to subscribe, and bye.